Hola mis amores, bienvenidos al desván de Mery, donde os traigo noticias de Kerem Bursin. Hoy os traigo una nueva parte de la entrevista que realizó Kerem Bursin para LBC TV. Y es que los vídeos son bastante extensos. Esta sería la primera parte. Espero que la disfrutéis porque es una entrevista bastante, yo la encuentro bastante novedosa. No encuentro que sea la típica entrevista seria, sino algo más amena, diferente. Esa es la palabra, diferente. Las subo así separadas porque si no cuesta mucho de subir. Tardaría bastante en poder subirlo, no sé el tiempo, pero cuanto más largo es el vídeo, mayor tiempo de subida.
اثنين واحد.
Kerem Bursin, merhaba.
Merhaba.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Kerem, a fundamental question.
All right.
Are you happy?
That's a good question. Yeah, in general I am. But yeah, I don't think we're doing that well as humans in the world. So
At all, actually.
yeah. So, you know, with that, it's kind of like you're happy, but you know, the place you're in is not doing well. So how happy can you really be?
You feel guilty if you're happy.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I, it's more so, I think the guilt comes from helplessness and, just the fact that, I don't know, like, I mean, we need to, you know, look, I mean, I'm someone who enjoys space. And I do like to do research into that stuff. And then when you look at space and how big it is and the fact that we still haven't found a planet that is like ours, that has over 1 billion living species, it's sad that we can't just get along and have a good time on a beautiful planet.
Evet.
You know?
Is happiness a choice or a decision?
I think it's a choice. You know, I think it is a choice, essentially. Sure, there are times where I don't think we can help being happy because of someone or something or whatever. But essentially, I think it's, especially in this day and age, it's rather than a choice, it's work. You have to work to be happy, you know? Yeah.
Who's your role model in life? Your mother or your father?
You know, if we're going to go with family, both of them, I think they're two people who complete each other so well as parents. You know, where I felt like I was getting something great from one parent, the other parent would give me something great on the other side.
That's
you know,
nice.
so they were a great team of. I was lucky enough to have a good team as a mother and father. Yeah, so both.
What did you learn from your parents?
I think the main thing is respect. To respect cultures, people. Doesn't matter what their socioeconomic background is. It doesn't matter what their religion is. It doesn't matter anything. Just the fact that, you know, there's someone living in front of you, has emotions, has feelings, has a family like you or whatever. It doesn't. Yeah. So essentially it comes down to just respecting people.
To respect humanity.
Yeah.
That's very important. This is what we lack right now, actually.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I think that's the main thing I learned from them. Because we traveled so much in my childhood, you come across something new, a new culture, new everything. And so it was very important to just respect and understand.
You traveled a lot, like from Los Angeles to China, Malaysia, Dubai.
Yeah.
You learned how to adapt faster
Oh, yeah.
in new environments.
Right.
But did it give you like, do you have a problem now to settle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, look, our time schedule was every 2 to 3 years we would change countries or cities. And so now I know, like, I've realized which Istanbul has been the longest I've ever lived in any city, which is almost 11 years, which is insane because I've only lived, the longest I've lived anywhere was 4 years. So when it comes to like living, like now, if I'm living in a house or in, you know, just where I'm living, after 3 years, I'm just kind of like, all right, I gotta go.
I have to move, even from the house.
I get the itch of like, I gotta go. I need a change. So. Yeah.
It's even, you need to change, like, is it also like in a human relationship? You get bored?
You know, like...
Do you get bored so fast? Do you need like...
That's a good question. I don't know, because I don't think I've ever had a relationship that lasted longer than 4 years. So I don't know. I should look into that.
Really?
I don't think so, though.
What about friendship?
Oh no, I have good friendships. I have good friendships. The only thing is with a life like that is a lot of my friends I had as a child, I don't know what they're doing anymore very much because during those days you didn't have social media. So it was just kind of like when you were gone, you were gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you consider yourself lucky going around seeing or getting exposed to all these cultures?
Yeah, you know, I think it's relative. I mean, to someone it might be incredible, to another it might be a nightmare. But for my personality, yeah, I think I'm lucky because I do like to explore and I do like to see the new in things. So it was good. It was definitely good.
You felt like you adapted well in the States. You always said that.
Yeah.
No?
I mean,
Where did you adapt it the most?
I think, look, I had a great time. And like, for me, where I was like, all right, this feels like home, for me was definitely Abu Dhabi.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I loved it. So I guess as far as adaptation goes, I don't know there, but like, I mean, when I go back to Indonesia, where my childhood was, I mean, when I, you know, get off the plane and you smell the air, it's just kind of like, I'm like, all right, this is my childhood.
Where did you live in Abu Dhabi?
Well, I don't even know.
Which year was that?
90, I was in Dubai from 95 to 97, and I think from 97 to 2000 I was in Abu Dhabi. I moved to Texas in 2000, so yeah, it wasn't the Abu Dhabi we're used to, or the Dubai we're used to seeing now. It was beautiful. We were on the Corniche back then, but now it's definitely not the Corniche, you know, like. Back then it was the Corniche, but then they filled the water and then build more buildings. So now it's like not
so
even
now there
on
is
the Corniche.
islands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So in the States, you lived like a local. You worked hard.
I did. I mean, look, I went to
Tell me about your American dream there. How did it shape your personality?
Right.
Because if I see you now, I feel like you are.
What?
Like half American.
Yeah, you know, I guess that's just because of the way I talk, maybe. But have I ever felt? Look, I mean, I think that the most difficult part about living around the world is you start questioning your identity in the sense that where do I belong? Am I Turkish? Am I, you know? Am I from UAE? Because all those countries, or Singapore, or, you know, wherever, all those countries, you take from it. You know,
They shape you anyway.
Of course, you get inspired by the culture, this, that, the person, anything. And so there's a part of you, there's a part of that country in you that makes who you are. And so I think the most difficult time I had regarding that was when I was in America, because it was just kind of like, you're in Texas and you're just like, all right, hey, I'm Kerem from Turkey. And they're just kind of like, what was that first word? And what state is Turkey in? And you're just like,
Especially in Texas,
boy. Yeah.
Where in Texas?
Sugarland, Houston, right outside of Houston. And that's because oil. So, yeah, I mean, look, in Houston, it's a huge expat population.
I know.
Because of oil. So it's not very much as we would think. But still, it does, there is some of that.
Actually, half of my family are there.
Yeah?
They are all engineers. And
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, but after Texas, after high school, I went to Boston. And, that's when you kind of realize... okay, there's a different mindset,
Completely.
very different mindset. And then from Boston, I went to LA. And, I guess for me, it was never the American dream, just so the dream of being an actor. But yeah, I think when I look back on it, the time I had in LA, it was good times. It was a struggle, but it was good times.